In a bright, cheerful forest, where all the animals played together happily all day long, lived a very speedy hare and a slow but wonderfully steady tortoise. They were quite different, but both were loved by their friends in the woods. The hare, full of energy and zip, absolutely loved to boast about how fast he was. "No one can beat me in a race," he would often shout proudly, puffing out his chest for all the other animals to see. "I am the fastest creature in this entire forest, maybe even the whole world." One sunny afternoon, as the hare was making his usual grand statements, the tortoise, who had been quietly munching on a leaf, looked up slowly. In his calm and gentle voice, he said, "I may be slow, but I'll race you." A hush fell over the forest clearing. Everyone gasped. The little field mice stopped nibbling their berries, the birds in the trees paused their singing, and even the grumpy old badger peeked out from his burrow. A tortoise challenging the superfast hare. This was unheard of. News of the race spread like wildfire. The animals gathered from every corner of the forest to watch this unusual and exciting event. They chattered and buzzed with anticipation, choosing their spots near the starting line, which was marked by a line of colorful wildflowers. Bright banners made of leaves and vines were hung between the trees. The hare, brimming with confidence, did a few flashy stretches, while the tortoise simply stood at the starting line, calm and ready. A cheerful squirrel, chosen as the race official, stood on a high branch. He held a large acorn high in the air and shouted, "Ready, set, go." The moment the acorn dropped, the hare zoomed off like a bolt of lightning. A cloud of dust and leaves flew up behind him, making some of the smaller animals cough and sneeze. He was a blur of brown and white, disappearing down the forest path in seconds. The hare dashed far, far ahead, the wind whistling past his long ears. He glanced back and saw nothing but the empty path behind him. He laughed out loud, his voice echoing through the trees. "This is too easy," he chuckled to himself. "I could win this race with my eyes closed." He felt so proud and unbeatable, his speed making him feel like the king of the forest. Meanwhile, far behind him, the tortoise began his journey. He didn't rush or panic. He just walked at his usual slow, steady pace, one foot in front of the other. Plod, plod, plod. He kept his eyes on the path ahead, his mind focused. He wasn't thinking about the hare or how far ahead he was. He was just thinking about taking the next step, and then the one after that. After running for a while, the hare reached a wide, shady meadow. The sun was warm, and a gentle breeze rustled the leaves. He looked back again, still no sign of the tortoise. A big yawn escaped his mouth. "I'm so far ahead," he thought lazily. "The tortoise won't catch up for hours. I think I'll just take a little nap right here." He found a comfortable spot under a large, shady oak tree, curled up into a fluffy ball, and quickly fell fast asleep. But the tortoise kept moving. He continued his journey without a single stop. He passed by beautiful flowers, buzzing with bees, and interesting rocks covered in moss. He didn't get distracted. As he walked, he quietly whispered to himself a little motto: "Slow and steady wins the race." Slow and steady wins the race. It was his secret to keeping his spirit up and his legs moving. After some time, the determined tortoise reached the meadow where the hare was sleeping. He saw his rival curled up under the tree, snoring softly. The tortoise didn't make a sound. He didn't gloat or try to wake him up. Quietly, he walked right past the sleeping hare, his small steps barely making a whisper on the soft grass. Step by steady step, he continued on his way toward the finish line. Much later, the hare finally woke up. The sun was lower in the sky. He stretched his long legs, blinked his eyes, and looked around. At first, he felt refreshed from his nap. But then, a sudden feeling of panic washed over him. He looked down the path toward the finish line, and then back the way he came. The tortoise. Where is he? He cried out, his heart starting to pound in his chest. He realized he had slept for far too long. With a jolt of pure adrenaline, the hare zoomed forward as fast as his powerful legs could carry him. He ran faster than he ever had before, a streak of brown fur against the green forest. Leaves flew up behind him, and the path became a blur. He pushed himself, panting and desperate, hoping with all his might that he could still make it in time. But it was too late. Just as the hare came skidding around the final bend, he saw a sight that made his heart sink. The crowd of animals at the finish line was cheering wildly, and right in the middle of all the excitement, the tortoise took his final, deliberate step across the finish line, slow, steady, and incredibly proud. He had done it. The hare slowed to a stop, his ears drooping. He walked slowly toward the tortoise, who was now surrounded by celebrating friends. The hare bowed his head in humility. "I was too confident," he said, his voice soft and full of regret. "I underestimated you. You earned this victory, fair and square." The tortoise smiled kindly at the hare. He wasn't boastful in his win. He simply replied with gentle wisdom, "It's not always about being the fastest. Hard work and dedication make life fulfilling." From that day on, the hare never boasted about his speed again. He had learned a valuable lesson, and he respected the slow and steady tortoise more than ever before. They even became the best of friends, a perfect team of speed and steadiness. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories.